We've been sitting on a little gem, and now with the release of the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, a lot more people are searching for an affordable 4K monitor to play console games, do 4K PC gaming, watch content in Ultra HD, or just get a massive boost to desktop space.
So this 32-inch Acer...
it's a ET322QK WMIIPX.
There we go. It's a great 4K screen and may be the answer for you. It's not that expensive and has some great features for creators, and this vertical alignment or VA panel has great colors and brightness, and at 60 Hz it shines with some PC gaming too.
Yeah, like if you're doing action adventure titles like Cyberpunk 2077. If you need 144 Hz, you'd be looking at a 1440p gaming display for shooters. 4K 120 or 144 Hz displays are still double or more for price, and with PC gaming, 4K requires roughly double the GPU power over a 1440p screen. 120 Hz is double 60 Hz again, so over 4 times the power required for a 4K 144 Hz image.
And won't you need a top-end RTX 3090 or Radeon 6900 XT to run games at that on Ultra?
Yeah, some games may be able to hit that, others will be too GPU heavy, so you may have to trim down details a bit to hit that reliably.
So if you're into fast online action, get a 1440p 144 Hz instead.
Correct. Today though, we'll review this 4K monitor, and with HDMI 2.0, it should support PS5 and Xbox X without issue. We tested it and it works fine with PS4 Pro outputting 4K. And if you grab this 4K monitor through our affiliate links below, it does help us out a bit here, so thanks for your support.
To keep up with our new videos and tech coverage, you should give us a quick follow on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, all at Techspin Review. We also have all of our episodes up on techspinreview.com.
At Techspin, we deliver honest testing and opinions on tech, so you can decide quickly if it's right for you. And if you find a great deal on a 4K screen or need a review on one, leave your comments down below.
And we're finally reviewing this.
I know, let's get to it. The new FSP Hydro Pro G is reliable even in harsh environments. A compact, fully modular 80+ gold supply with dual ATX 8-pin, EcoSwitch, 10-year warranty, and it's perfect for your next build. Check it out at the link below.
Here's a quick summary. The 4K Acer ET322QK is a really nice 31.5-inch display with great colors and brightness. The 10-bit color supports multiple color spaces and it accepts HDR input over HDMI. It has decent viewing angles with a little color and contrast shift as you move towards the viewing angle limits. With speakers that deliver pretty okay quality and volume, it comes with a bonus headphone hook, and this monitor has got a lot to offer.
Now Acer isn't necessarily a name that jumps to mind for monitors, but they've actually made something pretty special here, with a unique stand and clean looking white back to the panel. This Acer ET322QK WMIIPX 32-inch 4K comes in at 430 USD, 400 British pounds, 500 Celine Dion's, we found a listing at Walmart Canada, and around 670 Aussie bucks. In the US, we found an apparent variant with the same model number in black with identical screen properties, but different stand for 380, on sale for 350. We won't know if it's really the same though until we hear reports. So the Acer ET322QK is a 31.5-inch 3840 by 2160, 16 by 9 4K VA panel at 60 Hz. This 10-bit color panel has a brightness of 300 candela, and we searched and we found a quoted 3000:1 contrast ratio with 47 watts power consumption. Measuring 73 centimeters wide by 53 high and 25 deep, it weighs in at 6.8 kilos. Without the stand, the monitor is 73 by 43.3 centimeters by 64.3 millimeters and 5.6 kilograms in case you want to mount it.
The matte finished VA panel does 100% sRGB color gamut with 178-degree viewing angles, giving very small color and contrast shifts as you move around, which is pretty good. The monitor also supports AMD FreeSync to remove screen tearing, and it's possible to use FreeSync with NVIDIA graphic cards, so we hear. Backlight bleed is a bit noticeable and we'll try to show it as best we can on camera. However, with an image, we didn't feel it was that noticeable for a non-OLED panel.
With a response time of 4 milliseconds, we found a test online that quoted around a 20 millisecond time for input lag, which is still on the average for gaming type monitors and TVs, although faster models are closer to 10 milliseconds. Since milliseconds are measured in thousandths of a second, at 60 Hz, every 16.7 milliseconds or so is another frame. So this means a 1 frame delay, fairly average. We hope to get our hands on our own testing equipment for this soon. With no height adjust, swivel, or rotate, the sturdy gray aluminum stand does give a tilt adjustment of -4 to 12 degrees, and the legs make the monitor super stable.
The bezel of the Acer ET322QK measures 10 millimeters wide, and with a millimeter of black screen inside and the 4mm white shroud outside, pixel to air is actually 15 millimeters at the sides and top. The bottom has an extra centimeter of bezel, so 25 mils total.
On the white back, there's a screw hole for the included headphone rest, a welcome feature. At the top, there's a standard 100mm VESA mounting spot, and there's a 4-way joystick, and 3 control and a power button will be on the right side as you're using it, and we'll check out the menu in a bit. Build quality seems really well done, and it's held up to multiple VESA mounting and base stand swapping. 300 candela, or nits, same thing, is a good brightness for a display of this size that's close to you, and though it does support HDR through HDMI only, basically we'll translate this to it can accept the HDR signal. Gamers who appreciate HDR will want a monitor that's 500 candela or more, and creative professionals need 1000 candela for real HDR color grading work.
The Acer ET322QK can't do this, so enabling HDR may not look better, in some cases slightly so, sometimes a little under-contrasted or oversaturated colors. However, the strength of the monitor come from the 100% sRGB color gamut and advanced colorscape and calibration options. We'll look at those in a moment.
In the box comes a DisplayPort cable, HDMI, and a power cable. On the back of the Acer ET322QK, there's connections for 2 HDMI 2.0 ports, 1 DisplayPort 1.2, all supporting 4K at 60Hz, and a headphone jack. This monitor accepts HDR over its dual HDMI inputs, but since DisplayPort 1.4 introduced support for HDR, the Acer ET322QK's DisplayPort 1.2 port won't accept HDR. This monitor has dual 2-watt speakers, and their quality is actually really decent considering their size and power. We listen to a bunch of music, and in our subjective opinion, the audio has a fairly flat but good sounding response with tiny speaker bass, and you know what that sounds like. Overall, it sounded much better than we expected, and with Party Rock Anthem, we hit an average 74 dB from 30 centimeters. However, the vocal only parts hit 84 dB in a few spots. We noticed some vocals or electronic music appeared to punch through more when there was no bass or accompanying sounds, so there's a power limiter so you don't fry your speakers, something we appreciate. Hitting any of the 3 rear or joystick buttons will bring up the menu on the Acer ET322QK. The default has menu, mode, brightness, and input. Hitting mode, we have sRGB, Rec 709, HDR, user, standard, eco, graphics, and movie. Brightness is a simple slider. Input selects between HDMI 1, 2, or DisplayPort. Apart from the top to bottom wrapping menus for easy navigation, one of the cool features is that you can reassign the top 2 buttons, mode and brightness, to something useful like volume. Getting into the menu, we have picture with blue light, ACM, which is adaptive contrast management, HDR, and super sharpness. ACM adjusts the contrast dynamically depending on content. Color has gamma. Color temp, when set to user, enables the 6 sliders below. Next page has modes, which we've seen, and color space, which has standard, sRGB, Rec 709, HDR, EBU, DCI, and SMPTE-C. Below that are 6-axis hue and saturation controls.
Audio is a simple slider. Next is gaming, options for overdrive, FreeSync, refresh rate num, and aim point, which puts the cursor dead center. Overdrive is supposed to be better for gaming, though we saw DisplayNinja.com mention it caused a little bit of reverse ghosting. If you have this monitor, let us know in the comments what settings you chose for this. In OSD, you have a choice of 15 languages. OSD timeout you can adjust from 10 to 120 seconds, and transparency steps from off to 20, 40, 60, and 80%.
In system, there's input, auto source, DP format. Wide mode has full aspect or 1:1, and there's picture-in-picture or picture-by-picture settings, and this area has picture-in-picture large or small or PVP settings. Below that is hotkey assignment, where you can assign volume to a button. DDC/CI we'll get into. HDMI black level has normal or low, which you can toggle if your picture looks a little washed out. And finally, quick start mode to on if you don't want to see the Acer logo when you turn on the monitor.
In this main menu, the 3 buttons give you information, modes, and the X is close, which you'll need to select to turn on aim point or refresh rate num. The info area shows your input signal stats. Unfortunately, the first option is reset all settings, and the bottom is exit. We have no idea why this is located here instead of settings, as here it makes no sense, and it's too easy to reset by accident.
I needed to research DDC/CI, which stands for Display Data Channel Command Interface, and it enables control with a program like Click Monitor DDC to see info and adjust brightness and contrast of your monitor by clicking on the taskbar icon. Please take a moment to like this video, and if you like what you see, then please do subscribe and click the bell icon to get notified when I upload new content. So what are your overall impressions about this Acer monitor?
So my first impression is it's such an eye-catching monitor. Obviously the screen, but even just the outside, it really adds a nice accent to the screen. And then when we get into the 4K picture, it's amazing. Yeah, the detail, obviously 4K, you know, the details look amazing. Overall, the build quality of this is top notch. It's very well put together. The base is very sturdy, and you know, the wobble is non-existent, which is really nice on this monitor. Yeah, and then when you get into the colors of the screen, the colors are so vibrant, especially when you're watching a picture like this. It's such an eye-catching, such a vibrant scene, and it's really amazing. Then when we go into the brightness, we are testing out the different settings. Even when you're really close to the screen, it still has a good picture, so it doesn't hinder any of the viewing of it. On the back, we have actually a very sturdy headphone holder. It's sturdy, it's a nice size, and it's very convenient.
And speaking about the back again, the 100mm VESA mount on the back, which is kind of like located like up here, which is good and bad. It's easy to mount, but the thing is the weight of the monitor is all kind of focused down to the bottom. So you're definitely going to be using this in landscape mode, but you won't be able to do portrait unless you're like supporting it somehow.
When we get into the sound of it, the speakers, we put it to the highest level, and for such small speakers, it produced such loud and good quality sound, so that we were very impressed by that.
Yeah, it's a very kind of flat response. Obviously, because they're small speakers, there's not a lot of bass. That's to be expected, but on par with like TV speakers, which is definitely nice to find on monitors. Usually monitors have kind of crappy speakers, but not this one, so that's good. Speaking about the volume, the button, we saw a review online where they said, oh, there's no easy access to volume, but if you take a moment to go through the settings, you can assign 2 of the buttons to whatever you like, including volume, so you have easy access, so that's not a problem.
Yeah, and then overall, with such a good quality monitor, the price, it really doesn't break the bank.
So we don't know if the black version is the exact same panel as this, so you know, keep that in consideration. However, we did check the tech specs. They all match. The only thing is different is that the back is black and the stand is different, so just buyer beware on that one. But overall, for the price, it's decent.
Yeah, you really can't beat it.
Yeah. A really good package deal, the Acer ET322QK WMIIPX has impressive color and brightness, bringing sharp 4K resolution monitors to a more affordable price range. It's really suitable for 4K console gaming like PS5, Xbox Series X, and PS4 Pro, and we ran Netflix's Our Planet, and wow, that's beautiful imagery. With solid no-wobble construction and a sturdy no-tip base, the color profiles, a headphone holder, and pretty decent speakers are icing on this cake. The monitor color design also feels very unique with a white colored back case and black frame at front, though the bezel could use a diet.
We've been using this monitor for almost a year already and really depend on it for the picture it provides, so it's great for content creation too. We also tried some gaming on it, and the amount of details is really amazing. Seeing Witcher 3 in its full high-res glory was amazing, and we're super stoked to play Cyberpunk 2077 on this. It also performed really well with PS4 Pro 4K and should be just fine for next-gen consoles also.
For graphic designers and content creators, the color spaces and massive work area is a huge bonus, making the monitor a good partner for editing media that needs high color accuracy, even if it doesn't have a listed DCI-P3 rating. The 3000:1 contrast maybe doesn't sound impressive compared to other monitors' bloated specs, but on screen it looks quite good. It can accept HDR over HDMI only due to the DisplayPort 1.2, not 1.4, but just be aware that the 300 candela is fine for normal use, so don't expect to experience amazing HDR, nor do Pro HDR grading on this monitor.
With a wealth of color and display settings to choose from, the viewing angles deliver an accurate picture even off to the side of it. Though as you get to a really wide viewing angle, color and contrast starts to vary slightly, which is better than other VA panels we've reviewed so far. Plus, the dual button assignability makes for easy volume and other feature access.
For console gaming, this monitor is a no-brainer, and for PC gaming, again, 4K 60Hz will be fine for an action-adventure game like Cyberpunk 2077. Those looking for fast 144 or 240Hz refresh rates should be looking at a fast 1440p screen anyways. The 4 millisecond gray-to-gray response time and roughly 20 millisecond input lag is average and equals about 1 frame of difference. Although the stand is pretty broad, for more desk space you may consider VESA mounting it. The high mount location means the monitor tries to self-level, but with the weight off center, forget about doing portrait unless you can stop the display from rotating under its own weight.
Now there is a different black version with a different base stand on sale for a lower price on Amazon US. The specs are identical as is the model number listed, so the panel itself should be the same, but we won't know until we hear reports. If you grab one, please let us and our viewers know of any differences in the comments.
Now, things to be improved, and we really only have one issue here, which is the info area in the menu. If you're jumping through the menus quickly, since reset as well as the follow-up confirmation are selected by default, you can wipe your settings accidentally. Acer, you need to make exit and cancel the default options here. Since the announcement of PS5 and Xbox Series X, we've seen an uptick in performance for our old Asus VP28U 4K video, link up here. And this week we're still fielding questions on it, but this Acer ET322QK immediately replaced it in our main editing rig due to the better viewing angles, color, brightness, and this one actually has speakers. If you decide to grab this Acer or start shopping for a 4K monitor, please use our affiliate links as it helps support us here with no extra cost to you.
And to keep up with our latest releases, don't forget to give us a quick follow on social media. We're at Techspin Review on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter too. Future updates on the Acer ET322QK usage or issues we find over time will be added to our techspinreview.com post. And check that out for more episodes.
So what features are you looking for in a 4K monitor? Did you find a sweet deal that you want to share? Join the discussion down below. And we're interested to hear what new hardware you want to see reviewed. Let us know and we'll try and get to it. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button or let us know how we can improve. And if you want to see more videos like this, then please do subscribe for new content and be sure to click that bell icon to get notified when we put up a new video. We read and reply to the comments so that if you have a question or we miss something, please tell us down below. We really appreciate you watching this far. Thanks for your time and we'll see you on the next. Bye for now.